GunninGamerz here.
Chore number 5.
That's right, Chore number 5 is finally here. Aiden and I are back, and I'll tell you, it has been a couple of weeks since our last video, Chore number 4, and so much has changed on this farm, I don't even know where to start. I do want to tell you before we get started, though, to keep in mind that we did a big edit to our farm. We changed a lot of things, and I'm waiting on patch 1.3, and I'm kind of a cheapskate, so I have not gone through and spent money to do all of our painting. It costs a lot more money to do that now than it's going to in patch 1.3. Plus, the grass is all going to have to be redone because it doesn't grow with the patch 1.2 and before. So with that being said, we're going to get this chore log started today. We got a lot of things to do, and I want to remind you before we do get started to go ahead and make sure you're subscribed to this channel and also turn on those notifications so you know when our next video is out. So as you can see, one of the big purchases we've got on the farm here is right behind Aiden here, and I know he loves this piece of equipment. It is a nice piece of equipment to have. We actually got out of debt this past month, and we had about $700,000, and we turned around and spent it on the Crone. We spent it on this big, beautiful trailer. I forget what the name of it is. It's from last year's the DLC that came out. And it's the big, it looks like a railroad car is what we call it, but it's the 66,500 liter trailer, and it's the biggest one you can hook up behind the Crone. Crone, you can't have too much weight on the back, so that's why it requires a trailer that has an axle on it. So we do have that hooked up to there, and it does a pretty good job because you can go around and do some mowing, and that's why we bought the X disc. But the main reason we bought this was we wanted to have the ability to chaff our corn because we made some big changes to our yard. Let's head over and take a look. Well, here's a view of the new farmyard. Yes, I know it looks dickered, but I'm a cheapskate and I don't want to spend a lot of money on doing it up until they get patch 1.3. Honestly, I did this about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I thought, right after we recorded the last chore log, and I thought that they were going to release the patch within a reasonable time there, but it looks like Giants is taking their time, making sure everything's right, which we can appreciate, but we're all very eager to get it. So the ground is going to get painted, but it's kind of cool because you can kind of see where some of our stuff used to be. You can see the outline in front of us, that strip of green there. It used to be where the old silo was, right about where the edge of the horses are. The old horse trough used to be, or the old horse pen was slid down, and actually this grass was part of it here. And we had our sheep that was sitting right over here. You can kind of see where the sheep pallets right here is where we used to load those. So yeah, you can see all the new stuff. We went ahead, we upgraded our silo to a 200,000 liter silo, which works out really good for us because most of our crops come in between 110 and 180. Like when we're doing corn, we got 185,000 or something like that. Now we did a little bit of an extension to our field, so we'll probably come in right about 200,000. So it works out really good because this holds all of the crop on this farm in one silo, and it actually saves us money overall on maintenance, and it was cheaper to buy. So we put that down here, and to help out with the new feedlot we got on the farm, we got into the silage business because Aiden loves silage, don't you?
Yeah, I love going over it.
Yeah, he's one of his favorite things is silage and cutting grass, baling, and all that sort of thing. So it's something else he really enjoyed. We didn't want to get rid of the sheep, but to be honest, we were having a little bit of server problems, which we traced back to actually the trees. The trees were the problem. And when we were trying to figure out what was going on, we were getting some performance issues on the server. We started doing everything we could to clean up around the farm, including cutting all the trees. I cut all of ours out. I ended up planting a couple more, but just 20, and then I actually ground 10 of them out when they were in early stages because I didn't really want to have any more trees. So we've got 10 of them up on the hill there, and I'm going to take those down one of these days. But I decided to give up on my sheep, and one of the videos that Aiden and I want to get to that we haven't had time to do yet is we want to get over to show all the different farmyards on this farm. We've got a lot that's happened. Honestly, it's been crazy how much has happened since our last video. We have started our feedlot, which if you've been watching all of our Twitch live streams, we've been on this 2 days a week for about 6 to 7 hours each live stream. So we're putting in about 12, 14, 15 hours a week of live streaming over on twitch.tv/GunninGamerz. And so if you've been watching us, you kind of know about this already, but we've been getting this whole big thing going over here with our feedlot, and we'll make a video giving a tour of all these different yards. But lots of big stuff going on the server. And again, getting back to the feedlot, it's basically all the animals, and the pens are pretty maxed out, and they were needing silage and a bunch of other things. So there's been a demand on silage, so we decided to get in the silage business because it is fun to mess around with. And the sheep, we weren't making a ton of money, but I did enjoy having them. I really enjoy the pallets, and just having them here. So we kind of do miss them, but there's a lot of animals in other parts of the server on the other farms that we can always go help out on. So we went ahead and put that. Again, the horses, like I said, you can see right down here, this grass is about the middle of the old horse pen. So that got moved over. We moved our hay barn. You can easily see where the old hay barn used to sit. I haven't, again, painted the ground here. The trees that were sitting there, that's been moved over. And we've got an area in here for future expansion, which I was thinking could be silos, other silos. We've got the big harvester silos on the server now. So there's a lot of things that we could fit in between there. I think for now I'm going to probably paint this into some grass or dirt and maybe put a couple trees in here, like those pine trees or whatever right there, so that we can just, if we change our mind, which we will expand, I can just grab the Scorpion King, drive out here, and whack him down in 5 minutes. So I think I'm going to dress that up. And, of course, we're going to put a bunch of trees around here. I had to cut down the few that we had. We're going to put some around the horses, and we're going to make this look very, very nice. But we've got a nice area here that you can drive right down this little road here to do all of your loading. And, of course, this road here, you can do all of your unloading. And eventually we're going to have the ropa to unload the pit, and we'll have the spout for it going over, and so you'll be able to drive the semi right down a little road here and have it unloading the silage pit into a semi, like a B train or something. So we've got it really well thought out. It's just got to get done, and it's killing me every day to have the yard looking like this. It looks horrible, but it's not preventing us from doing a good job on the farm. So we're just kind of just looking past it. The last thing that we did was we upgraded to this awesome mod. This is based off of an in-game item, which is the Great Plains Planter, and we found actually a more realistic version of this, one that does all crops like corn, which is very realistic. If you look this up on Great Plains website, this thing is used for all the crops like corn, even cotton, all those things. And in here, it's limited to cereal crop, maybe cotton, I'm not sure, but it was a cereal crop only and not corn. And that's not realistic. It's not unrealistic, it's just they do use this for corn. So we went ahead, got a mod in here, and it also comes with the fertilizer tank that goes in the back, which holds liquid fertilizer. So this thing, and it is a no-till in real life, all realistic. The one in game does not cultivate, so it requires you to till the soil to cultivate. So this one actually does the tilling. It's a no-till, puts the crops in, even corn, and it also fertilizes with the fertilizer tank. So it is kind of like a Swiss Army knife of planters, yet it is realistic across the board because we won't run anything that's unrealistic in here. So we went ahead and put that in, got rid of the Amazon, actually made $3,000 on that swap. This is 18 meters versus 15 on the Amazon. So it was a win-win for our farm, wasn't it, Aiden?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're in good shape. So we've done that upgrade. Of course, you guys saw the crone. We had the Scorpion King last time. We did finally buy I don't think we had this in the last video. We were renting. We did finally buy, and we have paid for the John Deere, the bigger John Deere combine. So, and you can see, no debt. We have $221,000 in the bank, plus we're going to sell our silage over there for at least $250,000. We got a deal going with the co-op right now, the BGA co-op. That's another business on our server. We run this with multiple businesses and farms, and they're going to buy that stuff from us, at least from what they've told us. Otherwise, we'll sell it to another farm. We've got all that going on, and I think everything else pretty much we had in the last video. So sorry to talk your ear off, but we wanted to get you guys up to date on what's been changing. on just our farm. Now, the other farms, there's been a magnitude of stuff going on as well. Oh, and I can't leave out that we were able to fit another shed in too. We put the Place Anywhere mod on here a while back, and I moved my water thingy over, and we fit another shed over here, and we have the IT stuff sitting in here right now, and the planter actually gets put in over here because that thing is so huge it don't fit anywhere else. I have to actually come in from the side here and back it in. So that all worked out very, very nice, and our farm is starting to come together. It just needs some major love when it comes to the ground, which we'll be doing here very soon. I'm sure 1.3 is coming soon, and yeah, so if we were to go and paint this right now, we'd be spending a ton of extra money, because when you paint over, like if I was to want to paint all this stuff back over, every time my brush goes over this texture, if I'm painting this texture, it still costs me money. 1.3, it will no longer do that. So you can just imagine we'll probably save $10, $20, $30, $40,000 waiting on patch 1.3. So it's kind of what I've been doing.
Want a challenge?
What's that?
Tell me. This is possible. You have to jump on here, and you have to try to jump on the roof. It is possible.
Yeah, I know. I've done it. What are we doing? We're parkouring today? I thought we were farming. Yeah, I've actually done that a few times, but...
All right, stop.
All right, so...
We have farming to do.
We got farming to do. That's right. We got to get farming. We can't be messing around here. So, and then we did, this is the header we bought. Now, we do have the big 21-meter Kemper, 21-row Kemper on here, the big one from Farming 15, actually. We carried that forward, but it needs a little bit of TLC work, and it doesn't work on so well on farms like ours. So we decided not to get it, but... yeah, we've just got so darn many mods on this server right now, it's ridiculous. And one other thing I want to point out, we've had a lot of people telling us on our horses, which, by the way, we, in the last video, said we weren't going to do 8. I think we're on our 6th, 7th, 8th time of doing 8 horses, and we've kind of gotten used to it. And we also came up with nice names for all of them. We've got Snow, Boots, we've got Bear, Vanguard, Brownie, Cappuccino, Sundancer, and Midnight Express. And today I actually just sold horses this morning, so that's why they're all pretty low right now. But we decided we're doing 8. We got used to it, which is why we've been able to kind of get some things paid for and whatnot. But I've had a lot of people telling me with the horses, like, oh, you should use the helper mod that goes and walks them for you. I'll be honest with you, again, we don't like mods that make things easy and cheaty. I've known about that mod for a long time, and at that point, if I'm going to use something like that, I'd be better off just to hack money into my save, which we don't do. I want to have a challenge to have 8 horses. It takes us 20 minutes a day. Aiden and I have to do it every day, 40 minutes if it's one of us, and it's so much more rewarding. And I tell people that use that mod, why do you even bother with that mod? You can eliminate it. It's one less mod to have. Why don't you just hack the money in? And some people don't like me saying that, but it is the same thing. So we thought about putting that mod on, and we were going to change it that if you used it, it actually would cost you like $2,500 a day or $5,000 a day, because that's what you make on walking a horse every day. Therefore, it would only be good if you had to take a day off or something. You could have an AI walk them. And then you break even. You wouldn't make money, you break even. And we've talked about doing that, but at this point, I've told everybody in the server, if you're going to have horses, you're going to have to work for it. And that's what we do. We want to do everything kind of realistic here. So Aiden is going to go ahead and start cutting grass. You know what to do, don't you, buddy? Let's see you fire that thing up. Oh, God, that thing is a beautiful sound. Now, this is a modded version of this. It actually has the option to have duals on the front, but there's no reason to have duals on them right now, so... I'm running it with the wide Michelin. Just got her fired up. Yeah, once you start pulling forward, you should start cutting. All right, well, he's going to go ahead and cut the grass that's over here on the side of this field. He's also going to cut the grass over on our little grass field, and we're going to add all this to our silage pit before we'll compact it. And, of course, we will send it all into, turn all that chaff into silage. I'm going to actually jump into this tractor here. And we got to get this one set up. Pull this around the corner. We're going to use this to pull the trailer that he's got over the silage hump, because that crone won't be no good for... I want to point out to our viewers also that we've put another mod in here. This is out on the Giants, the mod site there on Giants, the tabber mod. You can see that now if you pull something on the point, and there's lots of different things going on here with, you know, you got like 3 different things, something on the back, the front. You can just walk up here and hit tab and tab through all the different items. Works really nice when you have a header on a trailer. The only way before was to take the header off the trailer and then sort it out that way. So this will be all ready to go for him. He brings that full trailer over here. All right. Something else I'd like to announce in our video here, folks. I'll be getting another video out here soon. Probably after this video, it'll be announcing another partnership deal that we've gotten here at GunninGamerz. We contacted the folks over at Butt Kicker not long ago. If you don't know what those are about, come to our Discord and talk to us about it, or wait for our video coming on it. It's an excellent product, especially if you're into simulation games. It allows you to feel everything right in your chair, and gives you like a feedback in your chair. And we got a deal with them. They sent us 2 free butt kickers to review. We're going to be doing that soon, and they also gave our community a 25% off discount code. We'll be advertising that on the upcoming video, so look forward to that coming soon. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pull out onto the field here. I don't have, yeah, it's lime and everything. I don't have any, well, yeah, we don't use the regular fertilizer anymore. Only using liquid now. We're going to go ahead and unfold this. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and do soybeans. I don't want to think about it too much, but I think I'm going to do soybeans on the field today, because I haven't done soybeans in a bit. Kind of running into the tree here, but we'll go ahead and switch over to soybean.
Holy moly, this thing turns.
Yeah, it does. It'll turn sharp. There's soybeans right there. We'll go ahead and fire this up. Now, I've already limed this. I subsoiled it. I fertilized it. So all we got to do now is plant it. Tomorrow I'll have to come in and weed it, and we'll be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and let her down right there. And we're going to knock out 18.2 meters at a time. Hopefully everything's working nice. Yeah, this one here is a little tricky. Any big planter is, because it's kind of pulling a little ways behind you. And you got to pay attention to what you're doing. Like right there. I'm trying not to be on the field, but... And the reason why our grass is looking weird everywhere in our farm is also because, of course, I already cut a full trailer load earlier. So, Aiden, yeah, you're getting really close to those trees. Why don't you come through there and I'll wait for you, and then... Alright, so he got free. He got a little bit tangled. I told him earlier to stay away from the trees, because it's nothing but trouble when you get in them. And so he got turned around there. Ironically, it does cut the weeds when you go over them, but funny thing is, you don't get any product out of it, which, you know, you should, but that's alright. So you can see where he drove over the field, and it kind of nipped the weeds out. Of course, it'll do the same thing to crops too. That's why we're getting this done today, so that when the crops pop, we're not over here trying to do that. So Aiden loves doing this job, and we've got that machine. It's ours, so he'll be able to come in and cut just as much as he wants, and he can keep a continuous, cycle of product going into the silage pit, and it can just add up. Yeah, make sure you come down and cut all this over here where I am.
Alright.
All the way down to, you see where I am right now? So he's all sorted out. Yeah, I cut right up to these bushes here. I did all the rest of our farm earlier and got a full 66,500. So he'll get probably another 2 trailer loads off of our little field area there. But yeah, things look kind of messed up. The other thing we did too, you'll notice, again, I told you this farm is looking weird right now. I ended up spending 60 grand a couple of weeks ago, and we made the whale bigger. We call this field the whale. You'll see why sometime when I show it. Here, it's the shape of it. But we actually had trees right about where the tractor was the edge of the field before, and then the right side of the planter was where we had all kinds of, there was a couple of those kinds of trees there. And we went ahead and we cut them out, and I extended the field there, which didn't add a lot, but it was something. And we straightened up a couple of bumps that were right here in front of us, and then on the other side I actually smoothed that out and cut into the mountain. Again, I have not had time to paint that mountain to look nice. I have left it as is, and my plan is when 1.3 comes out, we're going to get over there and we're going to make that whole hillside on the other side of the field look nice. So as we work around that today, you'll notice how that looks kind of weird, but that by the next video, by Chore 6, we'll have all that looking real nice. But yeah, I went and plowed pretty close to the road. I wanted to extend this field as much as I could, get as much out of it as I could. So it's been busy. We've had a lot of projects going on with, both on the farm and just around the studio in general. Aiden and I have been spending a lot of time flying. We've spent a lot of time, we've got some new hardware, got the butt kickers in. Aiden got a track IR today, so we're getting ready to do a lot of flight sim stuff, aren't we?
Yes, I want to fly the Comanche.
Yep, we'll be flying the Comanche. We're going to be doing a lot of warbird flying, so if you guys are into flight simming and specifically into warbirds and things like that, come and hang out with us on Discord and get ready for those videos, because we are super excited. We're going to be recreating a lot of World War II flights. We'll be doing a lot of that stuff on Twitch.
And I wish I could fly those people.
Oh, you will by the summertime. We're going to get him ready to go by the summer. So it's just it's a learning curve. So he's doing really good. He's been practicing. He's been flying a couple of A2A planes. And Aiden is really taking off with flight sim. He's really learning it. He's been taking on all the, there's a lot of stuff to know, and he's doing it in a realistic manner, and it's quite proud of him to be doing that. So we're gonna be doing a lot of flight sim content in the future. So look forward to that, because we're both excited. I think that's all we pretty much think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, well, we're going to keep going one more. I'll do this lap, and then we're going to come one more lap around the farm here. Or on the field. We're going to do one more lap around the field after this, and that way 2 laps is usually what I do, because then you're not running into the trees and stuff when you're trying to turn around. Now, this thing does act like a sprayer, so you do have to turn it off when you're backing up and that sort of thing, or it'll just keep spraying like a sprayer. That's one thing about the liquid fertilizer that I'm not a fan of, but on the planter anyways. And the sprayer is fine, but this thing works really, really great. So we'll just continue on here. This is probably the toughest part right here, is trying to make it up this hill. Cut all the grass earlier, you can see it. Didn't like that uneven spot. Oh, it's just working it up this hill. Try not to miss that edge. And then you can also see, another big mod that, well, I feel like it's old news, but we did not have it in number 4. We're using GPS, of course. That came out, gosh, over a month ago. We've been using it since it was released. It's still in beta, but that is the reason why you see the white lines there, which I can turn my HUD off and they go away. But we'll be using the GPS. I'll give you a rundown on that. Just need to get 2 laps around the outside of the field, do my headlands and whatnot, and then we'll turn on the GPS and give you a little quick tutorial on how that works. As I said, here we come around the mountain, and it looks quite weird because I haven't painted all this yet and made it look nice. Be putting in all the grass. That's one of the things with the 1.3 patch that everybody's so excited about is, I'm running off the field here. When you paint over the green, you're not just going to have nothing. It's actually going to put the first stage of grass, which is huge. Everybody's been asking for that. So, and the old field, by the way, came out to about where the edge of my planter is. So everything kind of from maybe the edge of the middle of the planter on in is all new. So we gained a little bit of extra field there. Actually, I got some pictures here I can show. And there you can see the differences of what we added on. It wasn't much. I mean, it probably wasn't $60,000 worth, but it'll pay off if we get a lot of crops on this field, you know. My yields jumped from 116,000 on one of the crops. Forget which one it was, canola. It jumped to 121. I went up about 6,000 liters. My chaff went up about 100,000 in chaff, which is pretty good. And no, those are the only, well, I did do one other crop, my oats. My oats jumped about 6,000 as well. Yeah, everything's jumped up about 6,000 to 10,000 liters. And chaff, of course, is a high thing. We got about 1.4 million. You know, 1,450,000, I think it was, we got off of this field in chaff. And that was just a week ago on a Twitch live stream. So there's our first go around. I'm going to go ahead and do one more. Probably should have topped off with fertilizer when I was up at the store there. But I'll go ahead and send one more around. Hopefully we can make it over there, and we'll get the GPS fired up. All right, Aiden just got full, so he's zipping into the yard here, and we're going to go ahead and unhook him. Go ahead and unhook it right there. That's good. Perfect. All you got to do is just kind of scoot out of the way. Actually, go back over in front of the shed with the garage doors on it. I'll bring it around to you.
Alright, I'm just going to go over here.
Yep. I'll go ahead and pull this up and over. I've not used this tractor to do this, but 8R pulled it over no problem, so I'm assuming this will be fine. All right. I'll just start tipping it here.
Well, I want to see.
And this is the sugarcane trailer, so...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Only darn thing is I forgot I already dumped a trailer load in the middle there, so...
Ah, shower.
Oh, it's a big shower.
Will this bug anything?
No, not really.
Shower. Alright, I'm done.
Yeah, it's a heck of a shower. It takes a little bit to fill this, or unload this rather.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna have to stop dumping. We'll probably get at least another trailer load out. I'm gonna try to get over on the right side here. We do have some silage rollers down there. We'll get those working here in a little bit once we have a tractor freed up. Just want to get these crops in. And we'll get the 8R set up over here.
Where did you put the thing? Oh.
Alright, that should be empty and good to go. Next time I think I might want to come in from the other end anyway, so we'll dump this back down. 6R did a great job today. Pulling that over, there's no problems. Okay, let me... Oh, hit a little bit in reserve there. Let me get out of the way now, and you can kind of manage to back up there and hook that thing back up. And I'll be really excited to get some trees back in our yard and make it look nice again. Well, at least you can kind of see where everything was kind of changed. Like I said, the old silo where you used to unload was right here. And then the silo sat here. So I mean, we gained quite a bit. And this area works out nice. We could have some of those harvester silos here later on. I could fit another shed in here, but the nicest thing is I got a great area to do loading and unloading and just to park stuff. So it's nice to have. There you go. Now he's got it.
Wow,
all right.
A bungee cord.
Yep. Head back out. Careful, you're going to run into the shed here. Go ahead and head back out and keep on cutting.
Alright, bye.
Alright, well, we just went ahead and made it right perfectly to the store when we ran out. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the button here to fold it up so we can make it through. It's one thing nice about being next to the store. We'll go in here and we'll buy probably, I'll buy a pallet of seed because we'll go through that. Otherwise, we're sitting okay on seed, and then we'll get 2 pallets of fertilizer. Now, this is a tricky part here because kind of a long unit there. Well, this planter is really pushing me around. We're probably going to end up... Whoops. I wanted to do that. Oh, boy. Hit the wrong button, I guess. Went ahead and hit I on accident. I was meant to hit R. That's all right. Just pick those up now. But, yeah, we're going to probably end up buying a a little big bud, as we call it. That's going to be a lot better for what we're doing here.
Probably use the 8R for silage.
We'll use the 8R for probably still most of the jobs. We've got nearly 100 hours on this thing now, so this planter, as well as the subsolar and a few other pieces of our equipment, could, easily benefit from having. Oh, that's right. It doesn't quite do 4,000. We got kind of a rule on our server: don't leave things sitting in the store parking lot. So I'll pick my seed back up here, and I'll push this pallet up out of the way because we'll definitely be topping it off here when we get done. There's probably about 250 left in it. It's a busy server. There's a lot of people on here every day. I actually been looking at the number, and we have one of the busiest farm servers that I've seen. There's people in here almost 24/7 just hammering on it. So we welcome all of our patrons and Twitch subscribers, which is what I think everybody's using, the Twitch sub option. And if you want to become one of those, join our community. We'd love to have you jump on the farm and do some farming with us. And again, come and hang out with us over on Discord. Let us get to know you. We'd love to not only do Farming Simulator with you, but we've got many other games that we do get into, simulators and even games outside of that. So we welcome all, and we'd love to get to know you. So look down in the description below for all that information to our Discord and our other links that we have. Even Aiden's over there. Sometimes, when we do Flight Sim, right?
Yeah.
And a few other things. I definitely want to get this end here because we do a lot of turning around on this end. So.
And I cannot say how many times, how much of a beast
that thing is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That little field that I'm gonna do, that's gonna take like 5 minutes.
Oh, that's good.
Probably more, but.
Yep, get it done, cut whatever grass you can find, and it's just extra silage for our pit, money in the bank. We'll be up to 1.6, 1.7 million in chaff, so yeah, it'll work good. And we might even be able to swing the deal on a Ropa for empty, and we just about got the cash now. I mean, we sell the silage, we'll have the cash, so. My plan is to put one of those rope. I call it the big vacuum cleaner, but it's the contraption that you can drive along, and it basically, has an auger on it, and it cleans up the silage and loads it. It's like a rolling conveyor. So, all right, well, here we go. We're going to give a little demonstration on this beautiful GPS mod. Now, I'm going to purposely overlap because nothing's worse than getting down and then having a little bit. So I'm going to kind of do a little bit of an overlap here. One of the things I like to do, you don't have to, but I like to hit my F4 button and get lined up with the map. Some of the other guys will use a helper and they'll have the helper start out and put the straight line down, but we don't use helpers on our farm, by the way, but for that that's completely understandable. I'll just use my F4, get myself lined up, and you hit Alt E, and you'll get an A. This is putting down your AB lines. So then all we got to do is drive forward. Let's see, make sure we turn our planter on. Drive straight forward without turning, about 15 meters, and we hit Alt E, and we'll turn our planter off for a second, and you can see that the orange lines on the outside are actually the edges. We want to go ahead again, and we want to hit Alt R, and that's going to put it to the edge of the planter, which if you hit the reverse, it'll bring it back to your implement, which kind of helps. There we go. And then I'll usually do the Alt minus, and you never really do plus because it's always going to be right at the very edge, which you'll end up tend to miss some. I like to give myself a little bit of a buffer on both sides, so I'll do that just to be safe there. So it's still in beta. It's not as user-friendly as the original one that we had, but the individual that made that went to work for Master Brain, which is a competitor of Giants. That's Cattle and Crops folks. And so that's why we're not getting that GPS. But we are very thankful for the individual that made this one. Yeah, look at that. That's why I did what I did there. Probably just barely going to get that little bit on the end. But yeah, this one, it works good. And it is so flippin' nice to have it, because boy, was life rough without it. See? Gosh darn it. Oh, looks like it got it. Ooh, that's questionable. That's questionable. That's alright. We'll come back and we'll just go over that little bit there a little bit. So, we'll just keep pulling forward, and now we're locked in a nice straight line, and we're not wasting product, we're not overlapping too much. It's very cost effective and obviously very realistic, because real farmers, this is what they use, you know. And if we hit our button here, we'll get right back on track. Planter might not be quite in line. You gotta watch that. So it looks like we're pretty good. Yeah, a little bit there that might have to come back and do that, but otherwise we're in good shape there. I didn't really do a good turn at the other side there, but we'll be fine. That's why I have a little bit of an overlap. We'll get a nice view of this planter now. And of course the tractor, we can't forget about that.
Can't forget about the good old John Deere.
That's right.
Nothing beats the John Deere cover.
Yep, the Great Plains just getting down the field there. Oh, this thing is so beautiful. I remember starting out 2 months or 3 months ago. We started doing this farm and having I can't remember which planter. I think we had the little Pronto 9-meter. That took a while to get everything planted. Nowadays we whack this right out. This is 18.2 meters, so it's probably the biggest I'm going to go on this farm. I don't see myself going any bigger now until we get onto a different map with bigger fields. There's just no reason. I don't want any equipment any bigger than this. This already takes up, you know, half a shed. Well, the old John Deere's doing a heck of a job pulling up that hill. We're just getting onto the nice part with the GPS here. You can see in the distance one of the other farmers that's been working real hard. They've got actually the same planter, and they're pulling it with a big bud. So we've got the cash right now to get a big bud, but I've been kind of holding off because I've been thinking maybe going a different route too, and possibly looking into a Challenger or something, even though the big bud's a better deal. Kind of getting along with what we got, and the 8R has been doing such a great job. I love this tractor. Gets the job done, that's for sure. You put some weight on it and the tires and it'll go.
Alright, well I call that a job well done.
Alright, Aiden just got all finished up too then, so we don't have too much field left here. Goes quick once you get the GPS going. A little bit of an overlap, which is what we want.
I'm gonna dump this and I'll start contacting.
Yeah, go ahead and
my favorite job.
bring that back to the yard. Yeah, we'll get you set up here in a minute. Get you some nice views of that tractor working in the field. It's almost getting that time of night we could turn the lights on even. It's got a nice set of lights on it. Most of the tractors do. The Fendt and the Dutes have very nice lighting on them. All the lighting looks good in Farm 19. Just a nice looking setup. And you can see all of our other farms in the distance. Every field is being farmed and every field is busy. Every farm is busy. Every day there's so many people just hammering on this this map. We got animals being taken care of, tons of animals. It's just a busy place. It's so much fun, and it's something that we've been advocating because I haven't seen a lot of people utilizing Giants' method that they gave us for the multiplayer. People have been doing single player farming. They've been doing farming with one or two people, and I've been telling everybody, get into a multiplayer setup and get everybody with their own farm, and really at that point you will then find out the beauty about farming 19. There's a little bit of competitiveness there, but I like to say it's more of an economy. People buying and selling. We have contracts that go out. We do jobs with each other. We pay security deposits to other farms for other farms to grow crops for us. If our feedlot has silage that's needed, they can pay a security deposit to a farm like me to produce it, and I'll go ahead and get it done. Like, we work all this and we do it all through our Discord, and it's just absolutely become the most addicting farming simulator that I've ever been a part of. And here at the GunninGamerz community, we've been really enjoying it. So if it's something you're interested in, I encourage you again, come and hang out in our Discord and get to know us. Join our community and see if it's something for you, because it really has put the bug in, back into me that I haven't had since really farming 2011 when I first discovered the genre. So it's nice to really have that again. So we're just gonna go ahead and knock out. We probably only got about 4 more passes, maybe 5. We're gonna go ahead and bust these out. All right, we got our last little piece. That didn't take but maybe about 30 minutes to get that all done. It was pretty quick and painless process with this planter. And there we go, our last little bit. So now we can fold this thing up. Still kills me how big of a unit this is to drive around. You can see how it brings itself in and it actually stretches the tongue out. Becomes just ginormous to move around, which honestly it's only 3 meters bigger than the Amazon, 3.2 meters to be exact, but I think overall length when it's folded up is about twice the length. Go ahead and get that. And of course, a mile behind us here is the other tank. There we go, now we're filling. That'll bring it up there close to full, close enough. There we go. Now we don't have any pallets to move around. Alright, so we'll go ahead and head back to the yard. We're going to drop this in the yard and switch over to the silage roller and get the blade on the other tractor, and we're going to get that silage pit compacted. This will be our first load of silage. So what it'll basically include is this entire field right here of corn with 100% yield, which was 1,450,000-ish, somewhere in there. And it'll also include about all the grass that we could cut on our land. I went around and cut everything I could, and Aiden cut our grass field on the other side of the farm, and he cut the other field over here. So I'd say the majority of cuttable grass was done, and we got almost 3 trailer loads at 66,500. So that's going to be kind of an idea of what this farm, what this land can produce as far as a number of liters of silage. We'll find out what that total is in just a minute, and we'll wrap this one up. Alright, well this is our awesome little silage setup that we got here. We've got our blade set up on the 6R, and I just have one of the weights on the back. I could put one of the heavier ones if I was wanting to help out compact, which would be good, but we are almost fully compacted right now. We compacted out most of the corn already, so there's not much to do there except for what he added in grass. And then he drove over it a little bit more, so there's a little bit left to compact. But these are the, I guess they're the in-game silage roller compactors, but this is a modded version where we were able to color them. And so that's what we use. Now, if you don't know how the silage stuff works, it's actually a calculation of weight and how many tires is what brings the speed up. So basically each one of these counts, and this is the way I've been explained, so don't quote me on it, but I've kind of seen the proof of this. So basically each one of these rollers would count as a tire. I don't know if it's each individual, if it's like this is a tire, this whole thing would be a tire, and then this is a tire. I don't know how it works there. I think that might be how it is. But regardless, then this would be 3 tires right here, There's, of course, 8 on the tractor, and then you've got 3 more back here. It works something like that. So it actually does go a lot faster to put a silage roller on the front and the back. On a heavier tractor, you will run that over and smooth the chaff out. You'll smooth that out, get it compacted very quickly. I also like to use a blade, as many people do. I use a blade to push everything inside the pit. I have a huge pet peeve, and it's when all the silage is spilled out of the pit. Right now this is fine, but I am going to scoop this up and put it up there. And when I do that, it's going to require some compacting, and that's what Aiden's going to do for us. So that's how we run our silage pit, and yeah, everything's nice and clean and good to go. Are you ready to do this?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and make sure you put on your lights.
Oh, geez. Okay, we better get them on here.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we got to be safe. There you go. Now switch G to the back one and hit V again. There you go. And all you got to do is just drive those puppies over, and you'll see when he does that, it'll kind of spill out a little bit. And that's why I'm going to keep pushing it right back in.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, just keep smoothing it out. We'll go all OCD. That'll put some humps in here, and that'll be alright. And just try not to go out too much on the edges and get it too spilled out of the pit. When you roll over, you can go down to the bottom, and then stop now and go back, and come right back up. Back right over, and just keep smoothing it all out. I think we're at 99% already, so we don't have to do too much today. He wants to though, and I am gonna let him smooth it all out.
Oh.
Yeah, we got that. We could definitely fit some more. We'll turn on that thing there. Yeah, we're 100%. Yeah, keep rolling on that, Aiden, and just smooth that all out. We're already 100%, but I want to get that all smoothed out.
Alright, I'm gonna stop right here.
You can go a little bit farther. Little bit, yeah. I'm gonna come to the other end now and kind of push that on. Yeah, silage pits are a lot of fun. It's kind of why I put one on here. I actually really do enjoy. Plus, you know, drives me nuts having all this grass on the farm, and you know, I don't always need hay, and it's kind of like to have something I can do. So now I can go out with the machine there, the crone that we got, and we can pick that up and make something out of it. Hate having that HUD on and having that big box on my left, but just for the sake of the video here, that way you can see what we're doing. Get near the edges a little bit if you can and kind of roll those out. I know it gets hard because you start getting stuck in the silo. The silo walls act like they're Venus flytraps. We're the fly. Get near them and they just swallow you right up. Back up.
The walls are the hardest.
Oh, they drive me crazy. Yeah, now we got the edges cleaned up, so try to stay up on the top and not roll down on the bottom anymore.
Okay.
And yeah, everything is nice and packed up here, and then you got this little hump here on this edge. So I'm done over here. You can come and kind of roll that out a little bit. I'll let you. Yeah, you can roll that out to the edge. Just kind of roll those edges out a little bit. We'll be fine.
Now this is what I call teamwork.
Yep. It's too bad that we had so much of it compacted. I actually had somebody during a live stream that was helping out, and I forgot to tell them don't touch any of the, don't do any of the compacting, but they were over here compacting like crazy, and so they did most of the compacting for us. But that's the fun part. It does look kind of weird how it sink in like that, and we're 100%.
Alright, I think that's what I call a job well done.
Yeah, why don't you drive down here a little bit?
Yeah.
Just smooth this out a little bit over here, bud.
Perfect.
Oh, you got the other end looking good. Yeah, you come on down here. So our fill level was, ironically, I don't know how this, the deal here, but it turned out to be, yeah, basically 1.599, so we basically hit the 1.6 mark. I wish we could have had just a little bit more. Yeah, hit the Q. Do that when you're driving. There you go.
That helps so much.
Alright, you just got that nice and smooth out. Do one more in the middle now. On your way down and out. Drive her right out, buddy. Drive her right out straight. There you go. Nice and smooth. Look at that. Made a nice looking pit. Now you can keep pulling out. Yeah, keep going all the way out of the pit.
All
Drive her right out. And then jump out and you can come back and put the giant blanket on it. Make her all nice and cozy.
Yay, Blinky.
Yep, come and hit R. Jump down into the pit and then hit R. Should be, and there you go.
Yay, Blink. I'm stuck.
Are you serious? You got your feet stuck. I guess you're gonna have to sleep with the silage. So in 24 hours, that'll be all set to go. It's kind of weird how it did this here, but anyway, we got a 1.6 ready to go. So not too bad at all.
I said you have to, in real life, you would have to have this so smooth out.
Yeah.
With the blanket, you know, it couldn't be like this.
Well, no, I think it can be. And that's the reason why I like to push it into the pit, is you can see what it did here. If you have it right to the edge, or you even have it outside the pit, it'll cover up everything and then leave a bunch of raw silage, or rather not silage. It's not silage until it's fermented, but it'll leave the chaff or whatever, you know, sitting around on the outside. It's a sloppy mess. And it's a pet peeve of mine. So since we have our own farm, we can do things nice and clean. And so anyway, yeah, we got her all covered up, and it's basically 1.6 million. 1,000 liters shy, but who's counting? So 1.6 million is what we can get off of our farm with a field of corn and all of our grass. I'm pretty sure if I could go around, I could have got that extra 1,000. Maybe we could cut the horse pen. Actually, you know what we could do? We could have cut right here. This is our 1,000. We should have taken it out of the darn parking lot. So next time that we do our Chore Log 6, we'll have all this stuff fixed up. Well, folks, that's going to end another Chore Log for us. We had a lot of fun today. I know Aiden's happy about all the nice equipment that we've added to our farm.
Yeah, my favorite was the compacting.
Oh yeah, the compacting. So we got the silage pit, we've got a whole makeover, and again, we're going to get the ground looking right, get some trees in our yard, get this place back up and looking good again, probably by the time we have our next Chore Log out. In the meantime, you can catch all of the action that we do all throughout the week over on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GunninGamerz. I highly encourage you to come and join us over there. When you're down below, make sure again you click on our Discord link, join us over on Discord. We're over there 24/7. You can come over and chat with us, hang out, get to know us. Again, on your way out, don't forget to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button on this video. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you thought. Make sure to hit that sub button and check on those notifications so you know when our next video is coming out. And until next time, take care.